Awesome. Hey guys, I'm Ryry. I I'm so excited to share with you guys some of the things that's helped me so far. Um, I just wanted to spend like 1 minute or so just to share to the newbies, those who are new who just enrolled. Because I, even to this day, I still feel like a newbie all the time, every day. And I always go back to when I first started, because that was when I rocked it. I rocked it when I was a newbie. So I want to go back there and just do a refresher, and just share little tips that I used when I started back then. So when I first started, one thing that really helped boost my business was a post that I had made with a video. At that time, I had never ever in my life posted a video of me on social media. And so when I had started, I wanted to get the word out to friends and family. So I made a very quick, short and sweet video, and it just addressed my family and friends that I had started a business, and it was something that I'm so excited about. And so when I posted that video, I had the caption that it works. And I joined because I wanted to make a little extra money to help me with my bills and with my medical bill at that time. And so with that video, I had asked my friends and my family to share it. And just that one video was shared 1.4 thousand, 1.4K. Yeah, so just that one video, it got shared so much. And, from that really helped also. So that is one thing that I wanted the newbies to start off doing. Some people, a lot of the newbies, some of the questions I had asked people to, in the page, in the chats, to, if you have questions, to send to me. And one of the questions that the newbies were asking me was, how did I, go from, being a person that doesn't sell anything to introducing it to, people. Well, first, that was the video that I made with the post. And then second, I had to evolve myself because I was super shy. I never posted anything on social media. So to all of a sudden be posting about it works and people's body parts would totally throw my family and friends off. And, they probably would think, oh, wow, she's changing. Let's just stay away from her. She's going through a phase right now. And so instead of doing that, what I did was, I slowly, every day I integrated myself, and I'm like, oh, wow, this, I was posting, you know, before and after pictures, but it wasn't all the time, 6 times a day. I didn't do that. I would just I made my way from 1, 2, 3 posts. And then I made my way to, posting all day, every day. So that is one thing. If you're new and you're someone who on your timeline has a bunch of crude videos or crude words in there, that is something that I encourage you guys to slow down from doing and slowly evolve your page to a page that's positive, a page that people would want to come to see what you have to post. Because honestly, like, nobody's going to want to buy anything from you if you're a person that's completely out of this world, posting about being completely political, or strictly political, or if you're, I know we all have our beliefs, but you have to be kind of tone it down to talk about it, but do it in a friendlier way, I feel like. Because I have my beliefs, but I don't go on there and just like shove it into people's face, because I know that would be off-putting for people. So that is one thing, that if you're someone who's new, don't feel like, oh, if I kind of humble myself a little bit and tone down what I'm always posting, and that way I can integrate my business into it, that you're not doing something right. Um, yeah, so that's something that that you as a newbie should do. Um, One thing that that would can always count for you is be positive and be happy. Be happy about what you're doing. If today I'm really happy about my products and I'm really happy about it works, and tomorrow I'm like really I'm um, a negative Nancy and a Debbie Downer, that that there's no consistency there. So you want to build consistency. Um, I'm sorry, I get distracted easily and I lose my train of thoughts, especially when I'm nervous. Okay, so yeah, newbie tips for you. Evolve slowly, but not drastically. Change your page from if you're not up very, if the things you're posting isn't very positive, if people is not very attracting to people, slowly shift your page. It'll get to a day where you're like, everybody will want to come to your page all the time to view what you have to say. Be positive. Be approachable, and be happy with what you're posting. And I know we all have our days where we're down, and I honestly don't hide those days. I will go on Facebook and I post it, but after I post that, an hour later I'll post something encouraging, because I don't want people to come to my page and be like, oh wow, this is depressing. I want people to take things from my page instead of just we want people to come to your page and feel like they're leaving your page feeling uplifted, that they've taken something from you. It doesn't have to be, I want to buy this product. No, but they've taken something away from you, because you don't want to be taking from people. You want to invest in the people that come to visit, to see your page and see what you have to post. So that is my little tips for newbies. Um, the thing though, when it comes to loyal customer, I think the 2 months that I was one of the top enrollers was a month that I really was desperate for one. I really needed the loyal customers. My team needed that. I really wanted to help people on my team. And then two, I utilized my friends and my family so much that month. And so I'm going to talk about host to post, how to ask family, how to use how to talk about the products the way I talk about them, and how to get referrals from your friends. I know there's so many Zooms that we've been on, but some of the things, most of the Zooms that I've been on with you guys, they haven't really mentioned these things. And so I just wanted to give you guys the Ryry version of host to post. So the Ryry version of host to post, I do text a post. So every morning, so we all have this huge contacts on our phone. And so instead of going on social media, because everybody's doing that now, they're saying, oh, who's going, who can host a post for me and then get a product. And so when I go on my timeline, everybody does that. So I didn't want to do that, because I feel like people, it's just too overwhelming, and people are saying, oh, well, and people that have mutual friends, their friends are seeing all of that. So what I stopped doing like 3 months ago, and I started doing the text. So I just text my family. So I choose like 3 people a day in my contact, and I text them. I said, hey, can you do me a favor today? When you text your family and friends, they always want to help. And so I've been doing that. And I texted my family. Instead of bringing it into social media, I just do it in the background. And I text my family and friends, and I choose 3 of them a day. And I asked them to post a post for me. And they said, yeah, I'll do it. So I just message them, or I text them the information, and they just go on Facebook and post that for me. And that way, their mutual friends didn't see me, hey, when they come to my profile, they didn't see me, make that status, who will do me a favor today. They're going to think, oh, wow, their friend was so impacted by my product that they wanted to post, because I that's what I wanted. I didn't want people to think that, oh, I'm just getting people to post this post for me. I wanted to be in the background and kind of get people to be impressed by, wow, this friend of mine is impressed by Ryry's posts or products, and now they want to advertise it. That's the kind of way that I'm doing it. And so I use my family, and then I use my friends, and then I especially with my immediate family, I've been asking them to ask their friends to do it for me. And so instead of me asking their friend, my cousins and my aunts or something, they will actually text their friend what I texted them and say, hey, Carrie, can you do me a favor today? And when their friend, when Carrie says, yeah, of course, Debbie, I will. She goes, okay, well, can you post this post on your Facebook and tag my aunt, not me, and tag me in it. And so that way, when people comes to my page, they're not seeing everything on my timeline, because it gets like a traffic jam on people's timeline, like all the posts and stuff. I know there's a way to go on Facebook and do that, and I just did mine because I don't want people to be seeing all the posts on my timeline, but I totally forgot how to do that now, so I can't really share. Somebody will. I'm pretty sure somebody can help you guys with that. But there's a way where you can stop people, if they tag you, it won't show on your timeline, and that is the trick to go. And so this can get really overwhelming, because when I first did it for my first month in December, I got super overwhelmed. So in November, I needed 2,000 BV. And so I was like, oh, and I needed 2,000 BV in 5 days. And so that's what I did, is I contacted, and I wanted to get that 2,000 BV. So I contacted my family, and then I told them, okay, now you're on your own. Can you ask your friends? And so they did that. And so their friends weren't on Facebook. And because I'm not friends with them, they couldn't really tag me. So my aunt was screenshotting and was sending it to me. My family was screenshotting it and sending it to me. And so I was able to, just get their friend's phone, and then just calling them directly. So that was how I was able to, in December, in November, be able to get that 2,000 BV in 5 days. Was I was calling the referrals that I was getting. I called the referrals, and I followed up on it. And so, of course, most of the referrals that I got, I didn't didn't sign up that month. But then a couple months later, I'm still talking with them. Now we're friends on Facebook. I'm kind of expanding. So most of you guys don't know, but I lost my Facebook in October. So I had to start in November with like 0 friends, like 0. So that is why I had to utilize my contacts on my phone. So I'm basically like a newbie now. I have literally, yesterday Facebook sent me a congratulation post because I reached 800 friends on Facebook. So, that is amazing, in 5 months I have 800 friends. So I'm going to keep, growing my network. And so, if you're a newbie like me right now, I'm just like a newbie. I have no network. So you have to utilize the people in your life. That is called like warm market, right? People that's, your friends and your close friends and your family. Utilize those people. And then
the chili burger, didn't they have like very skinny?
And then at the same time, while you're utilizing your warm market, you're building your relationship with your cold market. And so the cold markets are people that my aunts and my friends, they brought into me through the text message that they have sent out. So that's something that you guys can use, but be really strategic about it. Try to be organized. And when people send you, when you're, your family member sends you those screenshots of people who responded, make sure that you write their names down, and don't write the Facebook names, because people change their names like every month or so on Facebook. And I didn't realize that you can do that, every month or so. And so get their actual name and their phone number. You want that. Don't depend on Facebook, because people like to deactivate. They like to be funny and deactivate their page when they want to, and then come back onto Facebook. And so you want that phone number. So that is how you do the text to post. So yeah, text to post, text to host, that is how you do that. Be very organized, make sure you have your notes. If you already have your 100s list, um, that is something you
That was what he said for not the post.
Okay, so so yeah, so be sure to use your 100s list. If you're new and you don't know what a 100s list is a list of anybody that you can think of that would benefit from our products. Not would want to buy it, of course they would want to, but when you think would want to, you're going to really limit your 100s list. So think of people that would benefit from the products. When I talk to people about the products, I don't talk to people with a mentality, oh, they they want to buy this product. No, I talk to them with a mentality of how could this product benefit this person. And so on my timeline or my Facebook or people around me at work, if I see someone who is balding, if I see someone who has rashes on their arms, I'm like, oh, this product would benefit this person. And so that's what I do, is I talk to them about it. People at work, I talk to them. At my work, I think I have 15 loyal customers just from my work. And my family, their friends, I think I have about 60 customers just from reaching out to using referrals, just in the past couple months, because I'm just talking about from October till now, because I'm basically starting off as a newbie basically. So you definitely want to utilize your 100s list. I know, posting, we've heard so much about posting, you guys, but it needs to be talked about. It is so important. If you're a person that doesn't, go out there and hold, wrap parties or fit parties or sip and sample every weekend, you definitely want to be consistent with your post. I do fit parties. I do one-on-one. And I do like online fit parties. But from that, I still, just from those fit parties, I probably have signed about 3 or 4 customers. And that's not enough. So you definitely want to, people to be commenting on your post, people to be seeing your posts. And so when you're making those posts, it's so important to know how to post it, what to add in there, what to take out. So make a post to kind of read when people are reading it, when people come across it. You want it to be how can it change their life? How can it change their life, instead of if I post a post and I say I want it to portray this product that has changed my life or has changed my family's life, or I want it to be seen as, oh, this product has changed somebody's life, someone that I know. So I could post a hair before and after, or a wrap before and after. And I do have all those before and afters because I've wrapped people. I've tried it on my own hair. The shakes, the cleanse. So when I make posts that I really want, when I really want responses, I make those posts with feelings, with emotions in there. It doesn't hurt to include a bunch of teary eye emojis. Those things, people, when people sees those emojis, they're like, oh, why is Ryry sad today? And they want to read the post, right? You want that. You want to grab people's attention into your post. You don't need to be, all sad and stuff, but you want to have an emoji on there that has feelings, that emotes feelings from people. And so, so share how the product has changed your life, your family, a person your friend's life, instead of of what the product does, because that comes later. It doesn't come before. And most of our team's posts are what this product does, what can it do for you, but not how it has changed somebody's life that you already know. So once you change the way you're posting, you'll start to generate more reactions and more questions and inquiries from people. When I make a post, if you see my timeline, there are people that I would comment. If I posted a post and I'm seeing that it's not generating as many likes that I want, like at least 5, just know that people are not going to be liking your It Works post. Don't be discouraged when people are not liking your product post. That's completely normal. For me, I'll post something about my personal life, and people will like it about 100 times. And when I post something about the It Works product, I'll get about two likes. And that doesn't mean that they didn't see it. People have seen those. You just want to boost it up. So what I do is, like, every 30 minutes or so, I'll go under and I'll write a crazy GIF or GIF. I'll just post something in there, and then after an hour I go and I delete it from that comment, and then wait another hour. And if nobody has commented, I go in there and I make a comment, and I post one of those emojis. One thing that has helped also is I've asked friends to share my posts. So that is something that you can do. Don't ask other distributors to do this, but ask your friends, your loyal customer, your current ones, to share your post, because that is another way that could get people to see you, be more exposed on social media. So definitely do that. Definitely utilize your friends and your family. Ask them to share your post. I've even gone and asked my mom to go and comment on my posts. It doesn't hurt them. It doesn't kill them. It only takes about 2 seconds to ask people to come and comment on your post. It doesn't, it's not saying, oh, this person is so desperate, wants me to go and comment. No, people that you can ask those things from. So do that. Because all you want to, be more interactive in your post, to bring it up more in people's feed, because you guys know that the life of posts, or the post you do on your timeline, it's about an hour or so, and then Facebook drops it back at the very bottom of the news feed. So unless someone is sitting there scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, they're not going to see your post. So more than likely, when you make a product post, it's only been seen by 2 or 3 people before it gets dropped down. So you want to keep that in mind. That's why posting consistently is important. And getting the interaction under your post is more important too. If you are not organized, I really encourage you to be organized. I'm a list person. I cannot function without my lists, and so I always have a little. Let me show you guys. I got this for my birthday at conference. And so it was given to me by Midori. And so this one, so it's really small, so it's convenient. And so I have it. And so during the morning, I just go in and I write down what I need to do that day. Because honestly, we all have our life, and right now I'm not driving. And so I'm kind of limited at what I can do. I can't go out and meet people. I can't go and do one-on-one with people. I can't go wrap people. So it's basically take an Uber to the hospital, take an Uber from the hospital to work, and kind of like that. So, write down the goals that you have for the day. Especially for me, when I write down, I'm going to blitz 3 people. I don't overwhelm myself with too many goals, because then if I don't complete all those goals, I'm going to beat myself over that, or I'm going to be discouraged, and I'm like, what, I can't, I didn't do very well today. So I keep my goals for the day attainable within limit of what I have to do that day. And you all know what your schedule is like. And so I know I make sure that I blitz, I give out my coupons to 3 people or so. I make sure that that I message and I follow up. So we have the follow up Friday or follow up Thursday. I do the follow up based on conversation, and I've been using Messenger to do my follow ups, and it works great. So on your Messenger, when you're talking to people, this is a way to utilize the features on Messenger, and it works so well. It has helped me a lot, and this is very handy. So on Messenger, when you're talking to a potential loyal customer, and they say, "Well, I don't have, I don't have the time now to sit down and talk with you. How can I, how about next week, or tomorrow?" And so usually the most frequent thing that comes up is, "Oh, I get paid next Friday." So your next comment would be, "Oh, okay, so I can follow up with you next week Friday." So you want to do that next week, and then you add the day, because the minute you add the day, Messenger will underline that day. And so when you click on that day, it automatically puts a game plan, like for you in that same chat. So I do that, and then I name it, follow up with Rosalie or something. That is what it is. So next week, and you can set a reminder to be reminded 3 hours before or 1 hour. I learned from this, and I always set, "Oh, remind me 3 hours before." People run away when they see those things. So I set it up when it reminds me. That's when I follow up. So make sure you utilize that feature on Messenger, because it will save your life. Some people will tell me, "Oh, well, I had this one girl just signed up, told me in January that they have to wait until April or March to sign up, because that's when they have money to get some products." And so I was like, "Well, there's no way I'm going to be able to remember, and with my list, it's growing." And so I used the Messenger, and just this past weekend, the reminder popped up, and I was like, "Oh, wow, I totally forgot about Michaela." So see, I could have lost that loyal customer if it wasn't for utilizing that Messenger feature. So definitely use that, because it will remind you. Keep it on your list as well, write it down, but use those, because any tips that can help make things easier for you, you want that, because keeping all our lists, we're all about making lists. I don't know about you guys, but I have to survive on lists. I'm forgetful. Also, our loyal customer, if the ones that are already our current loyal customer, sorry, I'm signing. So our current loyal customer, when it comes to BV, you cannot disregard the declines that you get. I know that if you have so many people on your underneath you, that you get such an overwhelming email, like at the end of the month, especially on the 25th, decline. You have to reach out to those people. And if you don't have their number, this is a way that you can get their number in your eSuite. I've gotten people's number from my eSuite. You can just go under them, click on their name, it's in the blue, click on their name, get their phone number, call them. That is how. You don't want to disregard those declines. But there was one month I had 58 declines. Like that was crazy, and it took me a long time to to call those people or to message them. And most of the times those declines were the expiration date on the card. So it's not that they don't want the product anymore. No, it's because their card has expired. So they got a new card in, and so you just need to get their card information and update that for them. So make sure you do that. When I'm talking to potential loyal customers, I'm not assuming that they only want, the hair, skin, and nails. I am one to that I can close a deal really fast, but I'm also one that takes time to to get to know the person first, and it's because I want to recommend other products to them. So one thing that I do very well is I get to know the loyal customer first, especially if they had commented on, a wrap result, before and after. And usually people are weird, the stories, they will just put like an emoji with the hearts, and then when you message them, they don't respond. And so, you don't want to just like, oh, well, I don't care about you. You want to like message them and say, hey, thank you so much for responding. This is my friend, do you have any question about my friend? Even though some of the posts that the before and after, they're not we don't know them because we get them from the fit page, the It Works fit page. But when I'm, they don't know that they're not my closest friend in the world. But I do make it personal, because when things are personal, people relate better. And they want to, you want to put a little bit of emotion in there. You don't want to be talking like a robot to them. So, but that's one thing that when I talk to my loyal customers, my potential loyal customers, I want to ask them if there's anything else they need. You don't want to assume that they only want one product, because they might need something else. I always ask them for their, what budget, especially when I have a lot of potential loyal customer that wants me to recommend something that will help them with losing weight. And that's kind of tricky, but also it's not that tricky, because that when you want to recommend, of course I want to recommend the system, because that's the most amazing package at losing weight, or the whole It Works line. Yeah. So I asked them, I said, what is the budget that I can help recommend products within? So you want to know their budget. They will say something along the line, oh, $60. I'm like, okay, well, $60, I can, you can get the keto coffee and the keto coffee and the fat fighter. Fat fighter is my best friend. I always make sure, I think every loyal customer I get, there's a fat fighter in there, just because I've seen my dad do so well on it. And so I know that it works. My dad is diabetic, and he was 238 pounds. And so he needed to lose weight really fast before, or else he'll get really sick. And so I had him on the fat fighter, the vegan shake, and the cleanse, and he lost, he went from 238 pounds to 170 pounds in 3 months. And so that is why, and he's still taking the fat fighter like religiously every day. And so I'm so passionate about our fat fighters. So when it comes to weight loss, because people kind of cheat, they like to have this thing called cheat days. And so I make sure, I'm like, okay, if you're gonna go on this diet, are you on a diet? You want to know what they're on, because you don't want to just recommend ThermaFit, because ThermaFit sometimes, if people have thyroid problem, it triggers them to gain weight. And sometimes like the ThermaFit increases your heart rate. And so I always want to make sure that they're not sick, they don't have a heart condition. I want to make sure that, they don't have cancer, they're hiding. You want to know the person you're talking to before you recommend, especially when they tell you, oh, can you recommend me a product to lose weight? That is so broad, and I don't want to recommend a product that will make them, super sick, or, will fail, because then, our business is mostly word of mouth. And so I don't want my reputation to be out there and look careless, or, I don't care. And so you definitely want to know the person, want to know the budget, and you want to know, what, what's going on, what diet they're on, because there's so many products that we have that you can recommend. So what I do with that, I call it Ryry customizing. So I always tell them, I say, I can customize you a plan. I try to make it like I am just so fancy. I do that because when you do that, when you're confident at what you're trying to give someone that, even if I'm trying to sell, a deadbeat car, if I'm confident, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna customize this card, I'm gonna color it pink, and I'm gonna give it to you, even though the inside is totally rusted. People will want that because you're confident at selling it. You're confident what you're passionate about it. So you have to be passionate about the product. There's so many products that we have that you have not seen me post because one, probably haven't tried it, or I tried it and I don't like it, or it's not working for me, it didn't work for me, or the people or my customers have tried it and they said, well, it didn't work for me. So I push the ones that I know I can be really happy talking about or selling to people. Was there a question? Yeah, so just to summarize, posting, be consistent with your posting, be encouraging and be uplifting in your timeline, be organized, kind of evolve with what's going on. So if it's summer, people want, if it's winter, people are going to want to, lose weight and get their beach body by the summer. So, talk more about, our weight loss products. If it's summer, people are going to get sunburned, you recommend our defining gels and all that. So evolved with the season, evolved with what's current. And now what's current is our keto line. Be sure to talk about our keto line. You guys see me post about, oh, this coffee is so amazing, even though I cannot drink it, and I've only had one sip, and that was the day I first got it because I'm allergic to caffeine, severely allergic. So if I drink like 2 sips of that, I'll go into tachycardia and end up in the emergency room. And so be try to put our brand new line out there because it's effective for one. I know my loyal customers have been on it and has completely changed their life. They've lost weight super fast within weeks, really. And the fact that we have our ketones that helps put your body back into ketosis, like that's really crazy because usually people have to go 3 days and then put their body back into ketosis or so definitely post about those. Try your products. You won't be able to get loyal customer if you're not using your own products. So try your products. Instead of posting those Samuel pictures from Pinterest, make your own. Hold a bottle or something, even the ones that you're not using, because you see me post. I just 3 months ago, I discovered Boomerang, the app, and I love that app. Gosh, I'm going crazy with that app. It is so awesome. I never realized there was an app like that until conference. So use that, and you see me like stirring my coffee. That's actually my mom's coffee. Every time I have to wake up at like 5:30 or so I can take a boomerang of her stirring her coffee, and then I go back, get some rest. Those are some things that you have to sacrifice, and you have to know what works for you, and what your audience is like, because all of us, we have different audience, we have different cultures around us. And so if you're surrounded by a culture that is really big on eating fatty foods, Fat Fighter is your friend. So know the product that works for your environment, for your not environment, but for your surroundings, the culture where you are, and your audience. So definitely make sure you know that. Let's see. Is there questions? Should I leave like 10 minutes for questions or so? I know it's an hour, 1 hour Zoom, but
maybe just give a couple example posts, like explain, because I had a bunch of people asking today, and I'm like, well, just wait for Ryry Zoom. We'll see what she talks about.
Okay. Example post. Okay. Oh, one thing that I realized, because I throughout the day with my work, if I am there all day from 8 to 4, sometimes I don't get up to eat or drink anything, so I have to have my water. So there's no time. It's really rude if my boss is sitting next to me and there I go on my phone, and so I'm not able to do anything. So I have a separate page. I think I can't remember who suggested that, but there was a page that I post all of my posts in there. And so what I do is I just go into that group that I'm the only one in there, and I just copy and I post it on my timeline just to circulate it, always be in the newsfeed for people to see. So one of my most recent one was for like the hair, skin, and nails when I make a post. So there I am, like I'm holding the by the way, like this picture I took it, I didn't wash my face or anything, so I had to use an app to kind of brighten it up and make it doesn't look like I just had sleep in my eyes and everything. So use apps, to kind of make your face look better in the morning. So hold your product, take a picture, and with that post I said, yes, this is not a wig, it's my real hair. Powerful is a word that I would use to describe my hair vitamin. I absolutely love my long hair. It has been my miracle. It works for me. And then, at the bottom, I encouraged people, I invited people to let me know if they're interested. And just from that post, I have 2 shares and then 4 comments, And so the people that shared, one of them is my cousin, and so I messaged her today and I said, hey, can you go and share my post? And she did. Like, it literally took her nothing to go and share my post. So you'll see that, because there it says, how it says that the product is changed. It has changed my life. So that is how it's changed my life, instead of what it does. Instead of me posting, oh, hair, skin, and nails, grow your hair in 3 months. It's full of it's plant-based. This has this miracle ingredient in there. I'm not posting all about the ingredients. I'm not posting about, what the product does. What I'm posting about in this post was my hair. I took the focus from the vitamin to my hair. My hair looks amazing. My hair is grown. I cherish my hair. When people see that, they're not feeling like, oh, I'm trying to sell them. Like, they see that I love my hair, that has changed my life, and they're gonna want to change their life, want to grow hair. So I have not reached out to some of this, to these 2 people, but I'm going to reach out to them, even though they didn't say, the one girl didn't say, oh, I really want the product or anything. They just said, oh, wow, your hair looks amazing. But I'm going to comment, respond to her and say, thank you so much for for your comment on my hair post, or something like that, something along that line. This week I've just been focusing on distributors, and so that's what my timeline this week was reflecting. But so hair, skin, and nails, I've been pushing the hair, skin, and nails. This week has been a little bit different for me because I had a major procedure that I had to do, and then I was kind of out cold and a little bit, so I'm picking it back up. The greens, so our chocolate greens, I've never really liked chocolate, not a fan of chocolate, but I wanted to try the chocolate. Guys, want to know why I want to try the chocolate? It's because I've been seeing so many distributor posts about their amazing chocolate with the keto coffee. And I'm not even a loyal customer, but I went and ordered the chocolate greens because I wanted to try it. So that's how amazing it is when we're posting, and we're so excited because I'm influenced by everybody's posts about this keto coffee with chocolate greens, and so I went and ordered chocolate greens, and I hate chocolate. You see how powerful that is when you're actually excited and are consistent with your posts, and it really does. And so that's the same mentality that a loyal customer have. You know, they see you posting and you're excited, and it tastes delicious. People want to try something that's delicious, so they want to do that. Um, one thing that I do is I go back and I delete my post. I don't delete it, but I put it to private so that people will not see it. I don't know if you guys do that, but I tend to do that because I don't want people, when I add new people to my page, I don't want it to be for them to be like, oh, this girl added me because she's part of It Works. So that is what I do. So I'll post and I'll wait for 2 days. I go back and I completely put it on private. So, and of course, I leave some posts in there for my product, my loyal customer post, but I mostly put it in private. So when I see it, you know, there's so many posts on there, but when you guys see it, there's no post, you know, in like the past, because that's what I do. I put it private so that when I add new people or when people come in to check me out, it's not all about It Works on my page. And I generate posts too, so I recycle them, especially when I'm busy. One thing also that works for me with my post, that I've noticed a lot of like leaders doing, and I started doing it just to see if it works for me, was the secretive, being curious, saying, oh, you know, check out this comment, you know, the comment, or somebody says, what, this is freaking amazing, and I'm like, what's amazing? When I'm sitting there, I'm like, what's amazing? You know, and they didn't have just their status, this is freaking amazing. And so, and they just had this like emoji with their hands pointing into the comments. So I went into their comment, and that's where they had, you know, the keto coffee before and after. So I've been using that, and I noticed that I also got some comments and then some messages also. What you want to do is get people into your messenger so that you can, you know, voice message them or you can call them, and you don't want to. I saw some of you guys messaging people or replying to people's comment in your post. You don't want to give them all the detail in your post, in the comment section. You want to bring them into your inbox, or, you know, get their text number and text them. From learning from my mistakes, you know, get people's phone numbers, and get their real names, because when I lost my Facebook, I lost over 4,000 people, and I honestly, I did not have anybody's phone numbers because I was using everything on Facebook, doing everything on Messenger. So starting from October, now I am taking everybody's real name, and I'm taking everybody's you know, phone number, so that I'm not trusting Facebook and Messenger now that I know that, you know, it's crazy. It's you know, you can lose it and stuff. So yeah. Let's see. People online. Do I talk to random people online? You know, the random people online, are you talking about like Facebook online, or like in our group, you know, in the groups that you're in? Because I joined a bunch of groups that I think it was Jessica. Yeah, it was Jessica and Dan that encouraged me to go and you know, join groups, different groups. And so now I'm in probably 23 groups, you know, that, and I am a very awkward person in person, and, you know, talking online and on the phone, I'm really awkward all day, every day. But what I've noticed that I've learned is I never comment on, I'm never the first one to comment. I always comment on the ones that has over like 300 comments, because I realize with Facebook, the minute you comment, you know, if somebody comments on a post that I've already posted, I get notified, you know, and I was like, oh, so I go back to see what the other person said. And so that's what I'm doing. So I'm not like, let's say, messaging people, but I am, or just, do you talk to? So I am talking to people, you know, in groups and stuff. And I actually became friends with one of them in a bridal group. You know, the gift shops and stuff, I'm one of them for Portland. I just became friends with one of them. I don't cold message or anything like that. I don't randomly message people, talk about It Works. I've never done that. But I do, you know, if I do talk to people, especially, you know, in the groups, I try to be interactive because I want them to be able to find me interesting or find me weird and want to check out my page. People who just like you. Message people who just like you. Do I message people likes my post? Okay. No. So you mean like if I post something and if somebody message me or if somebody interacts or like or hearts? Yes. So I reach out to them, and I don't reach out to them saying, hey, I saw you liking my post. I don't say that anymore. I used to. I don't say that. So what I do is I just go into that person's, messenger, and I say, hey, how are you? That's it. And then like I wait for them to, because that is a totally like fresh start, when you message someone instead of like, hey, I saw you like my post. Were you interested? I used to do that, and it didn't really offend anyone or anything like that. It didn't boost me up, boost my business. But when somebody likes my post or interact, or I automatically go to their page, because that's a starter for a relationship, right? If somebody hasn't, you just say, hey, how's it going? Especially people that that have been my friends or are added. If I added someone, today 4 people liked my or accepted my friend request from last week, because every day I'm adding people because I'm trying to grow my network. And so Messenger will alert me when somebody accepts my friend request, and so I watch out for them. And so when they interact with my post, and they usually guess what post they go to. They go to the post that was encouraging, that I posted that was encouraging. It's never has anything to do with it works. And so I when they like, I message them. I say, hey, how's it going? I don't bring up it works until later on if it comes up. Yeah, but already you've started a foundation, you've planted a seed. There was one quote that I wanted to share because I thought that was really awesome. Somebody has shared it, and it says they had said, I honestly wish I could remember, but they said message is the message that we send is a seed, but our posting, if messaging is a seed, then our posting and connecting with people is fertilizer. It's watering, it's sunshine. And I was like, wow, that's really true. So I've been running with that. If posting consistently is watering and fertilizing and sunshine to your business. Like, wow, that's it's really easy to do. Just make sure that you're not putting way too much information in there that people can ask you over the phone or ask you when you get them into your chat. Your goal is to get people into your chat. Your goal is to get people on your phone. That is how you get people to sign up. And when you get on the phone, I'm really awkward, and so honestly, like, I cannot stress enough how I am just now getting up the courage to talk to people over the phone. With my business for all these months, it's always been texting and messaging only, until a voice message came on, and I love that. I'm able to talk with and pause and send them and then have time, because the awkward pauses, that one like gives me goosebump, especially when I don't know what to say. So definitely post consistently. Yeah, just remember to when you're talking to people or you're posting, post and put yourself in somebody else's shoes. If you're posting about the cleanse, there's so many stories of our team, of how the cleanse has changed them. My personal story, I came off of my kidney medication being on the cleanse. And so that is how if I post the cleanse, you'll see, me talk about, how the cleanse has changed my life. You want to share how it has changed your life instead of how it has, what are the benefits of the cleanse. Of course, you want to put all the benefits in there, but you want to share, but there are time for sharing the benefits. When you reach out to people, then share all the benefits. Just don't go overboard. I'm just, do you guys want me to like kind of share a conversation of how I talk with a potential loyal customer? Yeah, so then just go into my I think I screenshot a bunch, but my thing is pretty crazy. So this thing happened to me 2 days ago. I was ready to sign up a potential customer, and I got one of their information. I got their information, and then I was gonna go. She goes, "Oh wait, hold on. Don't put it through because one of my friend is also a part of It Works, and I'll go and and sign up with and have her put me through and help her out." And so I spent like a week or so, kind of talking with her about it, and those things, they don't take it personally because it happens. We're not going to steal each other's loyal customers, but if it's a loyal customer's decision, don't take it personally. I'm trying to find one that's kind of short because my messages are super long. Okay, guys. So I message, I follow up a lot, so I have a ton of follow-ups that I have to scroll through. That's a good question. While I'm looking for a good one to share, without all the personal information in there, with my personal PDT and PLC weekly. But if I follow up with a person this week, I'm not gonna follow up next week or so. I know I give it time. Okay, so this one was 2 days ago, and it was regarding this post that I had made of my face that looked like a cheese grater. So I got I reached out to the one of the people that I had liked, and I said, "Hey, how's it going?" I said, "Hey, how's it going?" And okay, You guys can send me the messages here because I'm trying to read in here. And then she says, hi, hi, I have a daughter who suffers from acne. What do you recommend? And so I said, well, the cleanser works really well for acne, but also, and then this is where I add in, another product. It's because I was selling the post is about the cleanser, right? But I added something in there because I wanted to. And I said, I use a cleanser every day and it has cleared my acne. But the greens has helped also detox my face. And so she asked me, she goes, what's the greens? Is it a vitamin? Is it a pill? And I said, well, it is a powder you add with your water, and it's a daily detox because clear skin starts with healthy, your insides. She goes, oh, great, yes. She goes, so how do I start? And I said, well, I just need 5 information from you. I just need 5. If you tell them like I need 7 different information, so there's certain ways to kind of reduce it down. I haven't gone to the point where I send people to my website because my website, everybody always asks me questions with it, and so I said I need 5 information from you. He goes, what is that? And I said, I need your name, your phone number, your email, your address, your card number, and the expiration date. And I always add this at the very end, and this might not be important, but to me, it has worked for me. It's important for me because I want them to know that I value their privacy. And so I always add in there, do not send me the 3-digit code in the back for your privacy. That way they already know that I'm thinking about their privacy, because a lot of people will always say, well, I don't want to send you my information over Messenger. I don't want to text you my information. So I always tell them, don't send me the 3-digit personal code in the back of the card. Just send me the number and the expiration date. And so there she goes. She sent me her information already. And I told her, I said, when I put your information through, I'll give you your confirmation. So it was that simple. Just from me posting, somebody following, I could have gone, when I first started, I would take about like 3 days to close a deal, because I felt like I had to give them every single ingredient in there. And there was one customer that made me research each ingredient on the wrap, and they didn't even sign up, and I felt like, wow, I wasted about 3 days researching and you didn't even sign up. So when I made sure that I'm giving them very little information, and that's when I start closing really really fast, because 1, they have proof like it actually works. It's my personal result. And then 2, the greens, it makes sense, because you can't really have clear skin if you're eating a bunch of McDonald's. I'm not eating McDonald's or anything. Yeah, so you definitely, so that's how I was able to get the cleanser plus the greens. So that was my customer just wanting the acne stuff, which is the cleanser. And just from that, so you don't want to take my advice. You don't want to assume that one person just wants one thing. You can always recommend many things. Your product, so you can always recommend multiple products. Okay, I have a couple questions. I'm not sure. I'm having a hard time. Any suggestions like adding Facebook friends? No. So adding friends on Facebook, expanding your Facebook networks. So I was doing something, and it kind of backfired. And so I learned this from a leader, and going and into different cities and just adding random people that has no mutual friends. So now Facebook has this thing where if you have any if you're adding a lot of people with no mutual friends, it's thinking that you're spamming people, and it slows you down. Like, it doesn't do anything. They probably don't even see your request because it's going to their spam folder. And so I've been adding people with at least one mutual friend, and I'm adding people with no distributor mutual friend. So I go to my friend's friend's friend, because I still have one mutual friend with them, and I add those, because then Facebook will think, oh yeah, I have, I'm connected with them. Because when I was adding people that has no friends with me, they're not friends with me, I wasn't getting as much response, probably because it was going to their hidden spam folder or something, because we don't share anything. And when you add people, it's actually there's a little pop-up that will say, do you want to add this person, because you guys don't have a mutual friend. And so you do that, and Facebook will probably put you in Facebook jail or something like that. It hasn't happened to me adding random people, but I definitely suggest adding people that you have at least one or two mutual friends, because it's more than likely they will. And quite frankly, if I add about 10 people a day, about one or two will accept, 3 weeks later or so. So keep adding. Now shift your attention to your mutual friends. If you're new, then that's great, because most of your friends aren't DTs. So make sure you're not adding other DTs, potential loyal customers and potential distributors. So you want to add people, if you doesn't share as many mutual friends who are other distributors.
It does put you in Facebook jail, because I've done it and I've got put in Facebook jail.
It does. See, okay, that's great to know. So yeah, you can't
for a whole weekend.
Oh wow. So you can't mass send, friend request. Okay, wow, that's good to know. Okay, thank you, Heather. Do you explain to them that they have to do the 3 months? Okay, so I don't. But I do know that our loyal customer agreement, you have to, and so I do, but I do it secretly. This is a trick that will really work for you guys. So when a loyal customer wants a product, they agree, like, okay, I'll try it. And so I said, okay, well, when I sign you up, I'm gonna give you my 40% discount. Plus, I'm also going to help you by waiving your $50 membership fee. And then with this, all that entails, I don't say requires, because I don't want them to feel like I'm requiring them to do something. So I remove those like little words in there. So I said all that entails is that you get an auto shipment for 2 months. So instead of saying 3 months, I say 2 months, because for one, like once I put their orders through, it's gonna go. So it doesn't make sense for me to add, and then you have to order 3 consecutive months. So the first month is done and gone. So, and I'm only telling them, oh yeah, so you have to order for 2 months. That kind of reduces, I used to say the 90-day challenge when I talk to them. When I'm posting on Facebook, yeah, I'll say like 90-day, 3 months. But when I'm talking to them in person, I don't say 90 days, because that kind of seemed daunting to me. 90 days for you to be using a product. So I stopped using that, and I started using doing you have 2 more auto shipment. When I sign you up, you'll have 2 auto shipments left. So try to reduce that number. It helps a lot. So yeah, that's how I explain the 3 month. Instead of doing 3 months, I do 2 months. But don't, if you're new, don't misunderstand what I'm saying and just go the opposite direction and telling a potential loyal customer, oh, you'll sign up, you'll get this product for 2 months. Because that's not how it is. Like I tell them the 2 months when I'm like, okay, once I get you signed up, when your order goes through, then you'll have 2 months auto shipment. So you want to make sure they understand that when their order goes through and everything, they'll just have 2 months instead of a full 3 months. It's just playing with words. It's the same. When you are mentioning the 3 months, yeah, that's the same. Like when I mentioned the 3 months, what does privately? Yeah, I do the same thing. When when somebody is joining the loyal customer, or talking about a product, you want them to be your loyal customer. So you want to make sure they understand that their auto shipment will go through. They'll have an auto shipment set up, because you don't want them to be surprised, and get upset. And so I tell them that very same thing. Once I get you started and your order goes through, you'll have 2 more auto shipment. Is there any other question?
Hello.
Yes, hi.
Sorry, just joined. I don't know what you guys are talking about right now.
Hi. We're talking about loyal customers. Okay, what's the sorry, I missed that. This is
Enrolling loyal customers.
yes.
Okay, I'm listening.
The whole Zoom is about enrolling loyal customers.
So it's recorded, everybody. So I'll give the link when we're all done. So whoever is just hopping on or missed part of it, they can rewatch and all that good stuff. So if nobody else has any questions for Ryry, it can be the littlest thing.
Yeah.
Then we will hop off. So this is about enrolling customers, anything and everything that you can think of.
Yeah, you guys can ask me anything, because since I'm here.
I have a question.
Hi, Heather.
Hi. Well, I asked you the thing, but I don't know if you saw that or not. But when you're first talking to people, like new people on your page, where say they do interact a little bit, but maybe it's not on an It Works post, and you're just saying, hi, how are you? How long before you actually bring up the business? Or do you ever, until they actually maybe like something that has to do with It Works, or how long do you wait before doing that?
I don't personally, I've never had to comment, message them and tell them about like It Works if it hasn't come up, because I don't like messaging someone and say, hey, have you heard of It Works?
Right.
But I've done it in a way where I say, hey, how are you? If they, It Works unrelated, if they've commented on a post, that was encouraging or something, and I message them, say, hi, how's it going? And then if the conversation, because you want to lead the conversation to involve the post. So there's so many ways to lead your conversation to the post. So I'll just give you an example that I just was talking to this lady, and I was posting a verse, and they were commenting, how encouraging it was. They're having a hard time, and they're having, every morning they wake up and they're in pain. And I said, oh, I'm really sorry, that you're hurting. I said, you know what? Every morning in the past, I wake up feeling like an 80-year-old. But what's helped me is the greens. So she commented, I reached out to her because she commented on a verse that I posted, but I let it, because you're in control, so you can lead the conversation to relate to the post. And so that's why I always bring it up. So that's how I make a bridge. And I tell them, like, first I acknowledge that she's in pain, I acknowledge that she's hurting, and my post has encouraged her, and I tell her, like, visit my page all the time. But then what I did is I led her to my greens by saying, you know what, in the past, I wake up feeling like an 80-year-old because I'm hurting and I have really bad arthritis. But the greens have helped me with my pain. and so she's like, what is the greens? Is it like, the shakes and stuff? And I said, no, the greens is a powder, it's with It Works. And I don't say it's with It Works. I said it's a product that I help family get on. And so that is how it led to, the greens. This person is in Florida, and I didn't meet her, but I told us in our conversation, like, oh, I love Florida. And I told her all about my trip in Florida. And so the conversation became warm, it became really warm and very friendly. And so all I did was I messaged her. I'm like, hey, you know, how are you? Because I saw her, messaging about, on a verse or commenting on a verse. And so that led to her having a hard time, her, hurting, and, me telling her my story. And then I asked her where she's from, and she said she's from Florida. And I said, hey, I've been to Florida. And so that conversation led, but within 5-6 minutes, I'm talking about the greens. Right. So you're in control. It is your job to lead your conversation to a product.
Thank you.
Yeah. Do you ever have any challenges regarding potential customer? Oh, wow. What kind of challenges? Do you ever have any challenges regarding potential customers, like challenges in signing them up, or challenges in talking to them? Yes. Okay. um Challenges in talking to people. Okay. I'll just assume that, challenges in talking to people. Okay. That is the, sorry, yes, when talking to, okay. Um, well, I guess challenges can be like described in many, in different ways, I guess. So the only challenge that I faced is, signing somebody, talking to people for a week. And then at the end, they said, oh, I don't have a debit card. Those are some challenges. Or talking to them for like a month, and then they say, oh, what would be like a good example? Or their card, would decline and would give me a floor like to a 1. So those are some of the challenges, and there's many ways about that. You can ask them like, hey, there's three payment that I can, that you can use, like credit card, debit card, or PayPal, or prepaid card. So 4 actually. And so more than likely they can do, either or. So that might be one. Just, work with them. And if the one challenge that I would say that's major is people not wanting to give you their information. And so right now people are not saying that to me anymore, just because I've gotten more confident at what I tell them and how my conversation is going. So now they trust me, because when I'm talking to them, I'm assuring them, that the product is great, that product is gonna work for them. So they know that I know what I'm doing. So when somebody knows what you're doing, they're not going to question you about other things, that you're doing, because they know you got it. And so that's when I started adding that little comment that I told you guys. Please do not include the 3-digit code in the back for your protection, for your privacy. So that is what kind of shuts down that conversation of, oh, my privacy, this and this and this. I tell them to keep that part, so that they feel like they have control. Which, of course, they have control. But that is something. But if you get people on the phone, they're not gonna have a hard time with that, because they can tell you on FaceTime, and you're writing it down. And I also assure them that I'm keeping their information safe, and I shred the piece of paper that I write their information on, because identity, soul and identity is serious. Okay, great. Is there any other question? Yeah, so yeah, whatever, if you're going to take anything, just be consistent with your post. Make sure you get people on the phone. Use your voice message on Messenger. Utilize your Messenger reminder little feature so that it can remind you. And when you think of the product, think of how it can benefit the person, or instead of how can how could this person afford this, or think of how it can change somebody else's life, or who around you is a product able to change. So definitely.
I think we're good.
Yeah,
I think it was very well rounded. What do you think, Jess? Yeah. All right. So thank you, Ryry. I know you're like one of the busiest people I've ever met in my whole life. So for you to hop on and to talk, so long, I do appreciate it. I know it can help a lot of people. So when I get this uploaded, I'll get the link and I'll definitely share it for everybody. So we love you.
I love you guys. Thank you, Jen, Jessica. Thank you, Miranda. Mwah.